backstage. But yes, welcome to the entertainment and lifestyle segment, and I am Dzifa Tegah. Today, I'll give you my usual motivational quote, and it says here: "Never let a bad situation bring out the worst in you. Be strong and choose to be positive." This is quite self-explanatory. Do not let a bad situation define who you are. Not blurt out. Take a breath, be strong, and choose to be positive instead of blurting out in anger. And that is the way to go. Sometimes, some time back, someone once told me that if you are angry, you pause. You take 3 deep breaths, you pause, and you'll be able to control yourself instead of doing things that you're not supposed to do. Last week, right here on this very segment, Thursday, we mentioned that we were going to bring you some topic that, was generated out of the topic that we were discussing earlier. And it's related to sex before marriage. Very interesting thing. And a lot of people, I do not need to even contact a survey, or should I say conduct a survey, before I know that a lot of the youth do that. Now, we are supposed to know the implications, whether or not it is the right thing. And we have Apostle Thomas Kusi-Appiah, who would be taking us through that. But before that, would like to recognize some of our trusted and most faithful sponsors for today. I always tell you, they are the reasons why we are able to bring you the best show possible. Now, Cheesy Pizza. Cheesy Pizza is presenting to us today Cheesy McCheesy combo every Monday and Thursday. That means today they are giving you the McCheesy combo. And with only 49 Ghana cedis, you can get 1 small pizza, fries, and chicken, plus 1 Coca-Cola for free. I mean, it's part of the package, and it's just 49 Ghana cedis only, less than 50 Ghana cedis. And you can get this at all the Cheesy Pizza branches. You can call them on 026 413 3397. 026 413 3397. Yeah, let me take that again just so that I don't confuse you. 026 413 3397. Make your order today. Cheesy Pizza, your way. And whilst you are pizzaing yourself, you should know that sometimes once in a day or even in a week, you would like to eat some homemade food, be it Ghanaian or Nigerian. And those who like to explore various kinds of food, you should know that you can get some quality Nigerian food right here in Ghana, and it's at the Spintex Road. And for the Cheesy Pizza lovers, I can also add that when you get to the Cheesy Pizza Spintex branch, Mama Put is right on top of that building, and you can get her there with all your Ghanaian and Nigerian local dishes. She serves the best, and she's promising you the best prizes also available. That is Mama Put's, your best Nigerian and Ghanaian local dishes. Let me place their number so that you can contact them for enquiries or for your orders. 055 341 6041. 055 341 6041. Contact Mama Puts today and get all your best Ghanaian and Nigerian local dishes. Now, J Real Estate and Construction Company Limited is presenting to you the biggest promotion of the year, and it's called Stop Renting and Own a Land Now. It's not tomorrow. We are saying now because the prices that are being offered are the best on the market. It has never been done before. Previously, they had land prices that were around 7,000 and above. This time, it has been reduced by 50%, 3,500 Ghana cedis for half plot of land upwards. And you also get free land documentation and pillars together with the 3,500 cedi land that you purchase. And that is just for half plots. So for everything that you're supposed to get for free, you get it double when you buy 1 plot or more. That is dependent on the number of plots that you buy. And just so you know that their site location is from Winneba University of Education runabout. And it's just like 4 minutes from the site location. And also they have an Akraman site. The Akraman site is also 15 minutes drive from Kaswa. That means it's really in town. And you want the days that you can visit them. It's on Fridays and Saturdays at 7 a.m. and their office location is at Kaswa, around the toll booth at the Galilea bus stop. You can call J Real Estate on 055 2917182 or 054-845-6911 or 054-377-8085. Stop renting a land. Stop renting and own a land now. Now, Kings Drive Ghana Limited. Now that we've spoken about lands, we should also talk about cars, because that's the most convenient ways to move around. Kings Drive Ghana Limited is asking if you want to be a car owner. Now, you can rush to Kings Ghana Limited if your answer is yes, and they have cars of various models. They are located at Kaswa, and they have packages that would include you doing work and pay. That means you get a car from them, you work with it, and gradually pay until eventually it becomes yours. This is the best that you can have on the market, and the car will serve as something that is reaping you benefits instead of taking from you. You can call them on 0545-298-405 or 0550-342-073. Yeah, 0540-342-073. Be a car owner now with Kings Drive Ghana Limited. So, back to the topic that I promised you, quite interesting. And you know that our guest he's very detailed, well versed with some of these topics, and we are glad that he was able to heed our call and come today. Welcome, Apostle Kusi-Appiah. Yeah, we hoped you promised that you were going to come this week, and you have. It's important that
I can't say no to Samara.
Oh, you see, she's such a lovely girl, isn't she? Yeah. So when we were talking last week about the joint account for couples, there was another topic that emerged out of it, and it was quite important. We got feedback that is something that people will be interested in, so we should hit on it, and that is sex before and after marriage, the implications. And you are a man of God, so I am sure we'd have you'd give us information from all sides: psychological, social, and probably religious or biblical. So now tell me, before we start, sex before or after marriage, which one is recommended, or which one would you recommend, both as a man of God and as a sociologist?
All right, let me say a very good morning to cherished viewers of TV Africa, and also say that, in fact, you're looking beautiful,
oh,
as usual. Yes, I like your dress.
Thank you so much.
You see, I always tell people that when you want to know the use of a thing, it is found in the mind of the Creator. And that mind, in order for you to have it and make use of the thing well, get the maximum, benefit, the manufacturer always puts a manual. So the manual simply means the mind of the manufacturer concerning the product. The manufacturer cannot go into all homes and be telling you this is how you have to use this phone, this is how it will benefit you. No.
So you have to leave your document.
A manual. The first person who wrote a manual is God.
Oh, really?
Every manual has 3 parts, Dzifa. The manual describes the product. It tells you the uses of the product and how you can destroy that product.
Oh.
So I tell people, the Bible we are holding is just a manual. Look at the whole concept of the Bible. It tells you the creation.
It's a human manual, yeah.
Yes. Then continue to tell you how you can be blessed whilst you are living on this earth, and how you can destroy your life. The same way when you look at marriage, marriage was instituted by God.
Yes.
I believe you know that.
Yes, I know that.
Yes. And I was just having a teaching one day, and I told that marriage is not for everyone. That's one thing we should know first. Marriage.
So not everyone was born to marry?
And another, controversial statement I made some time ago, but by the grace of God, I was able to explain, and later they were agreed. Marriage is never between a man and a woman.
It's between?
These are some fundamentals.
It's between a man and God?
No, I'm telling you. Marriage is not just between a man, so which means what describes or what defines a man? That's when you give birth at the hospital. The moment they pick it and look at the genitals, they can declare it's a boy, it's a girl. Marriage goes beyond that. So the mere fact that you're a man does not guarantee you have to marry. You must be a male before you can go into marriage.
Now you have to explain to
I'm
us
going
what
to
you mean
do
by
that
man
very soon,
and
very
male.
quick one.
Okay.
Then the mere fact that you are a female, a woman like Dzifa, having everything, breast, all the things you can use to describe who a woman is, does not guarantee or give you the permission to enter into marriage. You must also be a female.
Okay.
Now, there was a time Jesus was there. I mean, Jesus wrote a lot of exams that most Christians are not aware. The Pharisees would set questions and send it to him. They have to answer. So in the book of Matthew chapter 19, they went to him, and that the examination paper they sent to him was on divorce. So in Matthew chapter 19, we can read from verse 3 going. Let me quickly read something here. The Pharisees also came to him, testing him and saying to him, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for just any reason? So simple, yes or no answer they are requesting here. Can I divorce my wife?
Or not? Then
he answered them and said, have you not read that he who made them at the beginning made them male and female? Now watch it, male and female, not just a man and a woman. Now because they were male and female, look at the next thing Jesus said. And said, for this reason, very, very profound statement, you must get to a point, and that would guarantee. So for this reason, there's a reason for doing anything. Anything you do without having the purpose of it, you fail. And that's what today marriages are. In fact, we are losing our marriages even in churches today. Because there are most pastors out there who don't even understand the purpose of marriage. For this reason, a man must leave his father and mother. You see, if I want to analyze each statement, because you have to understand all. But you see, when you talk of being a male is a conviction, it's an understanding that you must have. Then I will quickly jump the queue and mention some few things here. For a man to consider or qualify to be a male, that man must have understand three roles that he needs to perform in his life. Watch it. Every man out there, before you can qualify to marry, you must be a male. Okay. Which means you must have the understanding that I have three roles in my life to perform. Three roles. The first role is that I must be a husband. Now this is where the point is. Most people think you marry to become a husband. No, you must be a husband before you marry. Yeah. To be a husband means you have the understanding that I have an exclusive duty to only my wife. So there is something that you have to do to be a husband. Yes, it's an understanding you must have. Okay, Apostle. Well, I want us to go for a short break, and when we come back, you tell us the kind of understanding that you need to be a husband before you even enter marriage. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Say you Casaluna, was a wonko, now so would shrinkwa. Some aquacosia, CB herbal soap. No one jammy now. 190 a pie, and now say I had the insua. For CB herbal soap, so 190, any 19 room. Germany 10 minutes, and sana would the ebo and now second. I rev a finning na kama. Shannon so say, Yan fans ray a 9 ho, any young CB herbal soap, a ye a 90 ma pro, a fee any encarboni.
Hey, Mido, yes. Okay, you CB herbal soap, a get to Mancasa. Come to me now. Hey, choose Yana, Ghana money, Mamma Damasi.
FD, I should say, a jedi and crack to you aja to Musa a ye.
Hey, I said something with me. Make sure my heart on your soon.
Hey, get your my PA. Hey, man, you go to Scansion, Sasia, Thomas Sumuju, Cowilet properties. What don't do? It's 7,500, 15,000 per. Even yes, as a comma, Equatema, come to 24 next hall, and Apollonia. I wouldn't know what to. Who was as a word to chat on 7,500? What am I saying? Shy Hills. Chebreku Ben Apollonia. One head office in Ashama Tulakuheya. Medina so. Yanyin Nisi Pharmacy opposite. Kaswa, your Crepsol City. What to Asasu, Afinia, Esichari, Tripoli, Onye Dewenya.
Willet Properties. Ahaya na metomata.
For Willet Properties 0244 756984 and 020 230 9996. Willet Properties, where genuine lands are sold.
Mata Ankuma. Hey,
Oh, Chaisa.
No one to man. So, Jamaica GTP.
I know.
Joe.
Clemento.
Yes.
You know I really like you.
Okay.
But that's your fabric. It doesn't look genuine.
Hey, design, GTP design.
GTP put a printed colors be sale. Share. When buying GTP, always check the design number on the label. The same number is printed on the selvage.
Oh, dear, what come at it? We are genuine. Yeah, we do a trouble with what? Jack, shine your eye.
GTP is available in various shops and online at www.buygtp.com.
GTP, timeless.
Before me is a demonstration of the damp-proof paint. Someone will ask, why the basket? The basket because we have an adage in Ghanaian language that says you cannot use the basket to fetch water, but with Easy Damp-Proof, you can. Why? Because it's very efficient. It's very potent. It is good for your foundations, especially those lands that are in waterlogged areas, for the roof, for our fish ponds, for our swimming pools, and it's healthy. It is not chemical, so you are safe. Your children are safe, and everybody who goes into the swimming pool is also safe. Easy Damp-Proof, it's also washable. Watch me. Voila! You can give Easy Paint a call on 0243 70 7696. We are opposite the Abeka Allied Filling Station and adjacent to the Shell Filling Station. We are just a call away. Give us a call and we will solve all your leakage problems.
So welcome back from the break. We were with Apostle Kusi, and before we continue, you know, he commended the way I was looking, and yes, my head is swelling, but I'm trying to control it. But then I have to acknowledge the sponsors of my outfit, and it's Priss's Wardrobe doing the magic. She's located at Spintex around the Vivian Farm. Priss's Wardrobe. She's on IG and Facebook as Priss's_Wardrobe 31. On IG and Facebook at Priss's _Wardrobe 31. And her contacts are 024 669 9358, 024 669 9358, or 026 686 1459. Contact Priss's Wardrobe today, and she'll do the magic she's been doing on me lately. So, Apostle, let's go back to what we're talking about. You said a man has to be even a husband before he enters marriage.
So this is the foundation God laid before he created what is called marriage.
Okay.
Marriage between a male
and a female.
So what it means is that to build this foundation, meaning you must have the understanding that if I want to marry, I must be a husband, which means I must have the understanding that I have an exclusive duty
of
to
being
only
a
my
husband.
wife.
Okay.
So when you read 1 Corinthians chapter 7, you see there that you don't even have a control over your own body, but your wife does. So if you understand it, if you was growing up,
you've submitted yourself to
you begin to, take care of your body. You don't go around like as we are doing. We can sleep around thinking.
With anybody.
You have broken a foundation already.
Apostle, before you continue, you mentioned male and female marrying.
Yes.
This is off, but may I ask you, do animals get married? They are male and female?
No, that's when you say male. That male, as I said, is an understanding. That's what even good. So when this discussion about LGBTQ thing, that's the nature will even teach you that
is not possible.
A he-goat to no go and chase another he-goat. Yes, so it's with them. It's in there. It's something God built in us. But we due to one, the nurturing process, you understand, the environment we are, and also some of the psychological factors like temperament. Because you see, it's not bad to feel attracted to each. Somebody, especially if you're a man. You understand? But you see, it takes this understanding to control yourself. Seeing a beautiful Dzifa and your mind is going, it's normal. But you see, when you have this understanding, so because of this understanding, that's why the foundation to marriage is understanding.
Yeah. You know your duties as a husband.
That is it. Now, because now most of us, we don't know, we've broken the foundation, and yet we enter into marriage hoping it will work. It will not work. But
now, Apostle, I
wanted to take us through it, so that we understand why sex before marriage. You understand? It's so dangerous. Like I said, we are for now we are looking at it from the biblical perspective. When I finish, I will
go to the social,
psychological, and that one is more dangerous.
Wow.
Than even the spiritual.
Wow.
Are you getting it?
So then let's go to. I was just about to ask you whether the Bible has made any emphatic statements apart from "do not fornicate." Has he made any emphatic statements about the implications?
Of course.
Not the implications of what fornication can do.
A lot.
Okay.
If you have a Bible, I want me today. Can you help me with the reading so viewers will see that maybe Apostle is not holding a very unique Bible
no, they wouldn't
and
say
the
that.
rest.
I haven't downloaded the Bible.
See, whenever you meet a woman you are not married to, and that woman allows you to sleep with her, the Bible sees her as a harlot. Okay. Last week I mentioned Proverbs chapter 23, verse number 27. It will tell you straightforward. For a harlot is a deep pit. So any woman you are not married to spiritual, when you're sleeping with her, you are burying yourself. She's a pit.
But
I'm coming.
Okay.
2, you see, when God declared that the two shall become one, it takes sex to join you spiritually. So the moment, so that 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16 will tell you, don't you know that he who is joined to hell become one body? So even though you are not married to that person physically, you've not done before any right, the moment you have sex with her, spiritually you are connected to her. you are married.
Then a lot of people are spiritually connected to a lot of other people.
That's why it's so hypocritical for you to see people standing in church praying for marriage when spiritually
Apostle,
you are two already.
Come to the psychological and social part for me, because it's very important. You realize that the reaction from men these days, they're not even give the opportunity for women to, restrain themselves from sex before marriage. These days, you can even lose.
Every woman watching us should notice this. When it comes to sex, a very matured man, a very immature man, a playboy, whoever, anything you see as a man will behave the same way when it comes to the issue of sex. Watch it. I don't know whether I should repeat it.
Please
Women should know this. When it comes to the issue of sex, every man who comes around you, whether that person is matured enough to marry you, whether that person is just coming in to just sleep with you, they all behave the same way. That's why it's very difficult to note whether indeed this man is in love with me, because the behavior is the same.
Yeah.
That's why you don't even use sex as a, what do you call it, your mechanism in getting married to a man. Why? Because you can't even determine. That's why most women will go around and say, oh, I was in love. He did this. He showed love to me.
Sex cannot hold a man.
Not that even holding, but the point is that they will be able to say, so you can't even differentiate.
Who is better
so
than the other?
So if you want to know whether this man is indeed ready for me, then the most important thing to do is to take sex out first.
Okay.
Now the point is this. You see, when you go to do elective psychology, the brain, the man is a very complex being.
Yeah.
The brain has a lot of chemicals. Our body, we have a lot of hormones. One of the, central hormone that is responsible for affection, for bonding, is what we call oxytocin. I don't know if you heard the name before.
Yes.
And it is released most of the time on 3 levels: during childbirth, during sex, and during lactating. That's why when you give birth as a mother, the moment you begin to breastfeed your child, you bond with your child.
Yeah.
That's when you take the mother out, the child will cry, even though the child maybe can give food, can give anything.
But
there's a bonding
between both of
because
them.
of that hormone, oxytocin. Now, the moment you meet somebody and begin to have that long conversation with the person, that hormone starts activating. So that's why you may not even sleep with somebody, but because you begin to have that meaningful conversation, in long chat with the person, you begin to feel something for the person. When the person maybe hugs you, kisses you, the most dangerous one is even having sex with you. That hormone is activated. You bond with that person. And see, God created that for marriage because that is what bonds you. You see, at that level, that's what most of the time misconstrued to call love. No, it's a feeling, it's something. Now, when that thing happens, the brain also releases a chemical called dopamine. That's what they call the happy,
feeling.
Yes. You become so passionate about the person. When you don't hear of the person, you're like, when you call the person doesn't pay. Ask a lot of questions. It's a feeling. That's the time you call this person. You can talk for hours, and when you don't remember those days. Oh, the category also category there. You don't even know who to call. Of course, who to even call the call. It is something that is in you. You are so into the person. Now, this is where the danger is. Last week I illustrated that bonding is like putting a solid tape on a paper, regardless of how you move it, whether you move out of pain or prepare your own. But no matter, the moment you take it off, part will be stuck. So as you move from one relationship through sex and this bonding, you are losing it. You understand? So when you marry, the kind of bonding you need to have
with your husband is
lost. That's why most people today are not married, happy in their marriage. Now let's also add this. God, because of childbirth, connected the private part of the woman to their brain and their heart. Every woman. That's why during contraction period, the brain begins to open it up. That's why I tell women, most women will ask, so Pastor, if you don't have sex, how can we know we are compatible? I said, God is wiser than He created you. That's why He connected the private part of the woman to the brain. Tell any woman who was a virgin and got married, no matter how big the man's penis was, you will not feel it. You know why? Because the first time he enters and you feel pain, the next time the brain will regulate and it will open the place up.
It will adjust.
That's it. That's what God did for them. And that's why it becomes more dangerous for a man to sleep with you when you are normal. Why? Because it enters your heart and your mind. Watch it. And you see, your mind controls everything you do. That's why you can't even see the other side of the person. Most of the things you complain about during marriage and even ends up in divorce, it was there before the marriage. But you jumped the queue. The person,
you ignored it.
Your mind was overcrowded. In fact, so shrouded up with that feeling that even when somebody comes to tell you, Dzifa, this guy, look, I don't trust you. No, don't worry.
No, you'll be making excuses for him.
So I tell people when you talk of sex, when you understand its effects, you will not even dare because that's what today most people who are married
are suffering.
They are suffering. Why?
But Apostle, I've heard some men even tell people that they don't even like virgins. There are times where people insinuate that having sexual experience before marriage is important before getting into the marriage, because apparently they are supposed to know their way about in bed, or secondly, they want to also know each other's or their partner's performance, because we established it here last week how important even sex is in marriage and how God endorses it for the married. So do we just push that factor away entirely?
You see,
if I enter into a marriage and my husband is not performing well.
So now there is a point. I think, and I'm happy you phrased it because I've had the opportunity to teach a lot of youth. When we hear people say, I don't like virgins because we don't even understand ourselves. Last time I mentioned it in a
They think virgins are inexperienced.
I'm coming to a point here. It's not about virgin being experienced. I can tell you when I meet you and I check your temperament, I can even tell you the number of my sex partners you have. That's what people don't know.
I'll let you try it on me after the show.
Yes, because if you understand our temperament, most people who grow up as virgins are the melancholics.
Okay.
They are task-oriented. They are very thoughtful. They are those people who revere their body. You understand? They are those two that I mean, last time you mentioned it. When you end up sleeping with them, it's very difficult for them to allow you to live. They can't even imagine their partner cheating on them. Okay. You allowing your partner to see you naked. They can't. That is how their mind is wired. Now there's a point. Because of that, they grow up as virgins. They don't have multiple sex partners. But the danger is that they are expressive, which means when it comes to sex, they want to use it to express themselves. And unfortunately, one of their weaknesses that their mind is stretching is a process oriented. So even if you are coming to sleep with her, there's a way she's expecting you to touch her. If you don't do that way, you put her off.
So if she were a virgin, she wouldn't have known that difference.
It's not really about you being a virgin. You can even still marry her, and her sex life will be poor because she can easily go off because you didn't speak to her in a way. She can easily go off. The melancholics. They are the people most of them they go as virgins. So one, because of that behavior, and most people, in fact, anytime I meet, I tell them that look, when I see you to be a melancholy, I tell you, you have a tendency that your husband would need to cheat on you, or he will run away from you. Those women, most of them, their husbands run away from them. Unlike the sanguine don't revere their body. They are shameless about their body. They are the ones who can even call for threesome and the rest.
Okay.
Yes. So when it comes to sex to them, before they marry, they've had even multiple sex. Now, their experience didn't come through having multiple sex. It's because of how their mind is wired.
Okay.
Even you can insult her and she will still enjoy sex. Have it. Because to them, you must enjoy sex.
Yeah.
Unlike the melancholics, who small thing, their mind goes off, their mood shrinks. So you can be there laughing, touching.
And then they're off.
She's
you
off.
put the person off.
And she will not even put herself in the whole process. And you need to, because she was a virgin. No. You see, the foundation to every relationship is understanding. Most of this complaint come because we don't understand ourselves. You don't even know the woman you are married to. You understand? So when I meet couples, just recently, a couple came from Kumasi. I did not even ask them to speak. I just checked their temperament and I began to tell them their problem. Now when the man looked at him, Pastor, I know you're different. No, I'm not. I won't say I'm a prophet. This one is psychological. Because I told you last week, marriage is built on 3 levels. Spiritual, psychological, and sociological. And when you break one of these foundations, your marriage will collapse. You can build it on 2 and still the marriage will collapse.
It has to be all 3.
Of course, because you can go and pray in church, but because when you come with one captain, I'm not going to sleep with you. And you're wondering. Meanwhile, we were having good time.
So what is the problem?
So the problem is you must understand who that person is. And even when you talk of love, our love things are different. Their love thing is based on affection. Say different, say, wow, you look so beautiful. Wow, you are this. You begin to open her. She's ready for you. Others, look, you can tell her you are beautiful and she will so know.
She wouldn't mind
her
you.
love is put on gifts, receiving gifts.
So you have to know who
of course, your
she is and what she
needs.
Is understanding.
It's understanding. Most of the people we are giving, you see people giving excuses here, but because you don't understand the partner. That's why I tell people marriage is between you and your husband. When I meet husband and I meet wife, look at how God structured this. He said, husbands, love your own wife. And those want to tell the women or wives, submit to your own husband. So even the whole concept of submission is built on you and your husband. What will be seen as a submission to your partner may not be submitted to me. So for instance, if you're growing up, they told you that, you see, when you're a submissive woman, you need to prepare a table, set a table for your husband, put lace on it. When you do that to me, I will not appreciate it because I grew up on the street. Even when the food is in the kitchen,
to me.
When the food is in the kitchen, I can still come there and eat.
Yes.
So if you think putting food on table, putting lace on it means I will look at
my submission may be another thing.
That's the point. So you see, most of the problems we are having is that we've broken that foundation of understanding. Instead of us to understand ourselves, we jump the queue. Having sex and this oxytocin to be released. That's when people say my husband has changed. Nobody changes.
He was like that all the life. Exactly.
You were blinded.
Now, Apostle, the most important thing that we cannot leave here without talking about, and I would like us to wrap up with this one. A lot of people have made such mistakes, having sex before married. They may not be married and they've had sex before. Multiple partners. Or they are married today and they've, before they got married, they had a lot of sex. What do you think? What can they do about the situation?
So if you're already married, there's a process we take you through. But if you're about to marry and you meet a good counselor, like I say, understand that marriage is built on 3 levels. So if you had sex already, psychologically you've broken a foundation there. Spiritually you've broken it. So you need to now rectify, like building. When you see that the foundation is wrong, you break it and start over. So we need to now take you through a process. You understand? Speaking to you, so you need to wash your mind
off.
So it's a whole lot of things we need to take you through, because the reason most people cannot even trust.
So it's like a therapy process that you're supposed to do.
The reason people cannot even trust their partners is that you've had experiences with some people. The way this Kwame, you loved Kwame, and Kwame did A, B, C, D. When you meet Yao, and Yao begin to show that sign.
Experiences,
it quickly moves you. See, our mind, people don't realize how the mind is structured. Your mind can take you to your past and let your present look like your past. That's why you can remember when maybe you lost a loved one, and right now, while you are here happy and joyful, you begin to cry.
Yeah.